My camera is on right now. Everybody I know, when I tell them the camera's on, they back away. How come nobody wants to be on camera but me? I don't get it. I'm the ugliest out of all of them, and I love being on camera. What's the matter with you people?
You isn't ugly.
Okay, Mikey, you hold down the fort till I get home.
Well, I'm going to be out of here, but I'm just going down and coming back.
That's cool. Catch you on the roundabout, buddy. Lily, you're in charge, girl. Lily's my dog. Yeah, where am I going? Oh, I am going into Fresno to take my mother to physical therapy, which is actually working. She thought she was dying of something, and all she had was a pulled muscle in her back. Poor Liz. She wanted it to be so much more than that, but it's not. And physical therapy really helps her, so I'm glad to take her. So I just felt like vlogging this morning, pulling out of my driveway, past my chickens. Hi, chickens! Past my alpaca that live across the street. Hi, alpaca! Alright. Oh, sorry about that. Dang, this is a rough road. It's hard to keep it tractored into any semblance of road. And we have a big old truck going by with a bunch of drywall on it. And I think I'm clear on that side. Yes, I am. Oh, it's a beautiful smoky morning here today. And man, the smoke was really bad last night. At night you have these down canyon winds that bring the smoke in. And in the morning, well, you know, into the morning as it warms up, you have up canyon winds that take the smoke away. But man, when the smoke is down in here, it is ugly. I guess that fire that's bringing all the smoke in it's probably somewhere around 7,000 acres right now, which, you know, really isn't, I mean, that's a lot of acres, but it's not nearly as bad as that one in Washington. I haven't checked Inciweb today, but you can go on INCIWEB. I don't know if it's a .com or a .org, I can't remember, but it will give you the lowdown about different incidents in all the states, whether it's tornadoes or fires or tsunamis or, you know, sinkholes, I don't know. Anyhow, it's how I've been following the fire information. And I've also been following on the NOAA.org, that's NOAA, National Oceanic something, I don't know. Anyhow, we just call him the liar because we also listen to Noah on our weather radio, and he always tells us stuff's going to happen and then it doesn't. Or he doesn't tell us stuff that's going to happen and then it does, so we call him the liar. Anyway, so I've been following NOAA. They have a really good blog with fairly up-to-date information about where El Nino is, and the reports that are coming in from other countries like India. El Nino managed to sort of pass them by. It didn't cause the monsoons, apparently, that they were expecting. Australia also said that it didn't cause the weather that they were expecting. So now it's heading here. But all of the predictions are that it's going to be weak to moderate. Which doesn't in and of itself really mean anything, because we've had weak El Ninos that have brought a lot of rain to the central California area, and strong El Ninos that haven't brought that much rain. So there's not an exact one-to-one relationships between the size of El Nino and the amount of rain you get. But oh man, everyone's like, oh God, if we don't get a wet year this year, the predictions are dire. I mean, and of course the media loves dire predictions, but guess it's anyone's guess, huh? What's going to happen. So anyway, it makes me feel better if I stay up on stuff. like the information is all that solid, right? Oh, God. Anyway, I've been thinking about some of my YouTuber friends lately. Angela Venable, who's got some of the most amazing tutorials I have ever seen on paper crafting, particularly collage, three-dimensional collage, book covers, and stuff you'd hang on your wall, just art pieces. Oh gosh, her tutorials are wonderful. She really she makes it so easy to learn new technique, and I love that about her tutorials. They're very good, and she's really funny, and she's been on my mind. Angela, if you see this, girlfriend, I'm thinking about you. I don't know why, but you're on my mind, so I hope everything's okay. I've also been thinking about my friend Gabby. She's over at Emily Pound. She also does Tarot Wonderland, and she's a dear sweet woman. We've got to be friends fairly recently on YouTube, and it's funny how so many things in our lives parallel. We were both in thunderstorms recently, although I slept through mine. She got to drive through hers and put it on her vlog. It was very beautiful. She lives in Toronto, and she and I both share a love of Betsy Johnson designs, particularly the jewelry. So, Gabby, I cannot wait to see your haul. That's going to be really exciting. Yeah, so just kind of thinking about my friends and my new acquaintances who hopefully will be friends, and thinking on this YouTube deal. I sure do love to vlog, but I also want to do something a little more creative. I'd love to do tutorials, and I think the tutorials I want to do are about making jewelry that sells at craft shows. I have had a lot of experience with that, and I've had a lot of success selling armloads of stuff to people. And it's not just about making pretty things. I mean, you have to really dial in your cost and your time. You have to figure out ways to give people the most bang for their buck and make it easy for them to buy your stuff and feel like they're getting a good deal, and actually be getting a good deal while you're still making money. And man, that is a lot of balls to keep in the air. But one thing I noticed is there are certain price points that people have a hard time walking away from. $10 price points, it's very tough. $20 price points if you're giving them something. And that's what I used to do. I'd have a $20 item that if you bought the $20 item, you would get a $10 item free. Well, the $10 item might have cost me $1.50 to make, and maybe 10 minutes of my time, maybe 15 minutes of my time, often 10. I would pay attention to time. I would do time studies on stuff. Like I'd lay out all the stuff for, let's say, 6 bracelets, and I'd make the bracelets and see, how many I could make in an hour. And I got to the point where I could, on certain designs, I could kick out one every 10 minutes. So let's say you want to pay yourself $20 an hour. You're able to actually give away product and still make money. So, and often too, the $20 items, they wouldn't take much longer in time. It was more an issue of the cost of the inventory. But if you are very careful and you buy in bulk, you buy stuff that's fairly basic, like semi-precious stones, all of your findings, all that stuff, and you buy it in bulk, and by bulk, I mean 5,000 earring backs at a time. Then not only can you have, really, really slash your inventory, but you can also turn around and sell components on Etsy. And that's what I was doing. I was making jewelry and selling components. And I worked it up to, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 orders a week. And everything was $5, $5 including shipping. So I had worked that out that I was making about, I figure I was making somewhere around $2.50, even with the shipping that I gave them for free. Doesn't sound like much, but you know what? That stuff adds up. And if you start increasing your line, once you start getting people coming back to your Etsy site to buy your components, then you increase your line. You start adding stuff that's, maybe like collections of found objects, or other things that are going to bring you a little bit more cash. And you go to the postal annex place or the post office once a week, and it doesn't cost that much in gas, particularly if you're shopping in the same shopping center. You kind of plan your driving around. And honestly, it was really beginning to do something. Then my dad got real sick, and I became his primary caregiver. And I put all that stuff away. I put it away over a year ago. Didn't do any craft shows I did 2 local craft shows last year, just because I like to keep my finger in the pie with that. But I didn't, travel around California like I normally would, and do craft shows. So I want to do that again, but I want to do it with something different. I don't think I want to do jewelry this time. I've been giving some thought to a line of clothing. And I've also been thinking, and this is totally out of left field, but I've been thinking about doing bacon candy. Just candy and everything with a bacon theme. I've seen candy done at the shows, of course, and bacon candy, but I've never seen anyone who just specializes in that. So I think that would be a fun thing to try. People just love bacon candy, especially when it's got a maple flavor. And now with the cottage food industry laws, guidelines, whatever they are, regulations in place, it actually makes it easier, not more difficult for people to make and sell stuff, edibles. So it's that was actually a step forward this past year or 2 when they put that into place. So that is what's going on with me today. I am wearing makeup today. What do you think? I kind of like it. It's a little over the top for day, but whatever. I'm going to post a picture of that on my blepharoplasty playlist. I took a couple up-close photos of what my eyes look like made up now. Still, waiting for that left eye to calm down. I mean, day by day in tiny little incremental steps, it is, the swelling is going down. It's, loosening up. But I'm really looking forward to when it's as good as my right eye in terms of having no swelling and no kind of lumpy places. Because when you have this surgery, it does cause kind of hard, lumpy places where it's healing. So that all goes away, but it does take a little while. And that's you just can't wait for, everything to be done and you feeling on top of the world again. So I am now making my turn to go into town, and I will talk to y'all later.